Well, folks, we had another successful seminar. We had about 70 people show up to the seminar. It was great. We gave away a golden ticket. That was fun. Fortunate part is, for everybody out there, the person that actually won it is actually a friend of mine, so we're not going to penalize the rest of you. So we're going to keep it at 5 golden tickets instead of having it down to 4. So we're going to keep it at 5. And so we're going to be giving these out. I'm going to send the second one out today or tomorrow. Not tomorrow, tomorrow Saturday or Monday. So anyway, I just want to kind of give you guys an update. We have 2 jig building stations. One's right there. And then of course we have Rich right here. And we're having to build jigs as fast as we can. It's just been crazy. We had a huge weekend last weekend. Sorry, I keep switching hands. This thing's heavy. But anyway, we had a huge weekend last weekend, and everything's going really smooth with Southeastern. We're still fulfilling half the order. We're working on that right now. We've got some big things coming up at the end of this month. We're going to be at the King of the Beach. So I'll be bouncing between Southeastern's booth and Sunray Marine. I'm actually fishing with Sunray Marine on Sunday at the tournament. So that's my second Kingfish tournament that I fished. First one was blowing 500 miles an hour, as it always does at a Kingfish tournament. So I'm gonna go out there and film. I'm gonna do more filming than anything else. I'm not a big Kingfish guy, so I don't know much about it, but we're gonna have a couple guys on the boat that do know a lot about it, so I'm anxious to get out there and fish with them. Of course, this is the Friday fishing forecast, and you know what, weather-wise, it looks like a beautiful weekend. The winds are going to be up a little bit. They're going to be 10 to 15 out of the, or 10 to 20 out of the southwest. So if you're going to go out, especially grouper and snapper fishing, it's probably going to be a little bumpy. But overall, I know I haven't been on the water this week. I just have not had time to get the boat in the water. It is actually past 1 o'clock now, almost 2 o'clock. So I'm really pushing the time limit on the Friday fishing forecast. But it's going to be a good weekend. I haven't been on the water to check the water quality, so I'll be out there tomorrow checking things. I haven't heard anything negative, so that's good, but that water temperature is still low. I know baits on the flats, baits at the markers, baits everywhere, so that's another good sign. So let's go ahead and get into the Friday fishing forecast, and we'll talk about what we have in store for this weekend. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about the Solunars and the tides for this weekend. On Saturday, we have a high tide at 6:48 a.m. at a 1.16. Then we have a low tide at 8:27 a.m. at a 1.13. And then we have a high tide at 3:46 at a 2.26 foot. Then on Sunday, we have a low tide at 12:40 a.m. at a negative 0.05. And then we have a high tide at 4:26 p.m. at a 2.19. So as you see, the incoming tide is very slow, and on Saturday that little outgoing tide early in the morning is going to be perfect for freelining for snapper, grouper, all kinds of stuff like that. I like those really slow tides for the snapper and grouper. So you'll probably see Chad and I freelining quite a bit on this weekend's video, because that's one of the things that we really like to do. We still have not introduced our slacker jigs just as of yet, because I'll be honest, we're just trying to catch up. We are just flat out trying to catch up. So as soon as we can get caught up a little bit, we're going to start producing those. We'll have them on the website for sale, so you can look out for those. The bucket bait cutter has been selling unbelievably well. I mean, crazy well. I'm having them come in like every 3 days, every 4 days, delivering more to me, because we're just shipping them out left and right. So anyway, I want to thank everybody for the support there. I want to thank everybody that came out again to the seminar. It was a great turnout. We had a great time. We talked everything from, of course, grouper and snapper fishing, to the water quality, what's going on at Piney Point. I still have not let that go. I am still going to stay on top of it as much as I possibly can. So to kind of give everybody a bird's eye view of what's happening. Right now, from what we know, all of the water out of the gypsum stack is gone. It's been pumped into Tampa Bay. And now what they're talking about is drilling a 3,000-foot well. And what they're going to do is put polymer into the rest of the contaminated water that's on the property, get the nitrogen and phosphorus to the bottom, and they're going to pump out that water, clean water, into that 3,000-foot well, and then they're going to bulldoze the gypsum stack and everything else out there. So I think there might be a plan of them putting up an industrial park out there. Almost firsthand knowledge on that. So anyway, fingers crossed. We haven't heard anything really bad. We haven't seen anything bad so far. So far so good. I'm just hoping that the warm weather or the warm water, when it gets warm, it doesn't trigger this stuff. So anyway, let's go ahead and get into the Solunar periods for this weekend. On Saturday, we have a minor feeding time from 10:09 a.m. to 11:09 a.m. And then we have a major feeding time from 4:50 to 6:50 p.m. And then on Sunday, we have a minor feeding time from 10:59 a.m. to 11:59 a.m. And then we have a major feeding time from 5:42 p.m. to 7:42 p.m. I think, like I said, these minor feeding times are hitting when that tide is going to be the slowest. So I think that's going to be really good for the grouper and snapper. And then for inshore, when you have a slower moving tide like this, it can make things a little bit more difficult. But if you kind of hone in around those minor and major feeding times, I think that's going to be really good, a really good bite. Like I said, the weather this weekend, overall the weather itself looks really good. Last Sunday when I said it was going to be a washout, it wasn't for the first part of the day, but then it came and it was pretty nasty. We both had nasty storms on Saturday and Sunday. So if you can get out, get out. Like I said, it's going to be a little bit windy. It's breezy today. It was good in the morning, but it's picked up in the afternoon, and that's exactly what's going to happen on both Saturday and Sunday. Again, I just want to say thank you to everybody for all of the support. It's been incredible. There's nothing more than I can say than to say thank you, and we appreciate the business. And it's just wonderful meeting all of the people that we're meeting, and you know, all the positive things that everybody's saying about the channel and how they learn from what we're teaching. And that's the biggest thing for us, is we want to make sure that we are teaching you things that you can take, go out and catch fish on your own, because that's what we all love to do, is go out, fish, and catch fish. So we're just taking the little bit of knowledge that we have and giving it back, and hoping that we can teach you something that you can take and go catch fish. Now, speaking of that, we have the golden ticket. Sorry, the camera's moving because I got the golden ticket under the camera because it's windy. We've got the golden ticket. We'll be sending this golden ticket out either today or on Monday. And then we've got a few more. We've got 4 more after this one that we'll be sending out. We said that we were going to do 5, but the guy that won it at the seminar on Wednesday, he got the question right. It was a pretty hard question, but he got it right, so he won it. But he's a friend of ours, and we've already talked about going fishing together anyway. So I'm going to scratch him off there, and I'm still going to give away the 5th ticket. So there's still 5 tickets available. So if you haven't been to our website, or if you haven't come in here and bought something, that's what gets you into the drawing. And you never know, you may come here and all of a sudden you buy something and I hand you this golden ticket. So anyway, I just want to say thanks again for everything. We really appreciate it. Fish more, catch more, and we'll see you on the flip side.